party at home with another art workshop. I'm Sarah and I'm really excited to show you our project this week, but first, I have a friend that's going to be joining me.
Hi everyone, I'm Victoria. Thank you for letting me join you. We have a fun winter craft to show you guys.
Awesome! So this week we are going to be making coffee filter snowflakes, and we're going to show you how to color them, how to cut. It's going to be super fun and super easy at home, so that way you can do it with your family and friends. So before we get started and show you the supplies, if you want to wear an apron to protect yourself, you can. You can also put a tablecloth or something down on your table to protect your table from it getting dirty. Alright, Victoria, can you show us the supplies that we need this week?
Sure can. Okay, you're going to need markers, washable markers, and you're going to need coffee filters and construction paper to put underneath the coffee filters, water, preferably in a spray bottle, and some scissors.
Awesome, so not a lot of supplies this week, really simple this week. Alright, we're so excited to show you how to make your own coffee filter snowflake. This is awesome to put up and, on windows and to display around your room as our winter time comes, right? Awesome, let's go get started.
Alright, I'm ready to start making here with my friend Victoria. Hi! Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple pieces of paper and I'm going to set them on the ground. This way our table won't get messy in case some of our stuff seeps through our coffee filters. So we're going to take our coffee filters, put them down, and then we're going to give them a nice little rub to try to smooth them out the best we can. You might also want to flip it over and see if that kind of helps. Alright, so we are going to be working with markers today. The markers we want are washable markers, okay? This will work best with our coffee filters and with our water later. So we are going to grab a couple markers. I'm going to grab 3. You can of course you can grab as many markers as you want. The idea is we're trying to kind of create a tie-dye look. I grabbed blue for kind of winter. My friend's grabbing some more purple pink colors. So we grabbed 3, but you can grab as many as you want. Alright, so we are going to take our marker and uncap it. When we are drawing today, we are going to be using the side of our marker. Not to the very tip. Nope, we don't want the very tip. We want the side of our marker. So when you draw with the side of your marker, it should be very nice and big, bold strokes, just like this. We don't want a lot of white space in between. We don't want that. We want everything as close as it can go. And see, just like my friend's doing, that's exactly what we want to see. Alright, so I'm going to fill in my space that I kind of left. So you can start taking all of your markers, whatever colors you want, and you can start filling in your coffee sheet as much as you want. You can do it in any design you want. Maybe think of, if it is supposed to be like tie-dye, maybe you'll come up with a little swirl design to go in it, or you can just put your colors randomly on the paper. You can leave some white space that will kind of give that tie-dye effect, but I tried to fill in mine as best as I could. Remember, we're using the side of our marker so that way we get those nice bold strokes, and then it will be much easier to fill in. Alright, looks like we have all of our stuff filled in, so we're just going to kind of take our markers and push them out of the way. We don't need them right now anymore. The next thing we are going to need is our water. We put our water in a spray bottle. That will be the easiest way to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray all around our coffee filter so it spreads out. So I'm going to spray it. I'm going to really soak this coffee filter and get it as wet as I can. If you don't have a spray bottle, try to be resourceful. Maybe kind of sprinkle some water on top very carefully, or maybe use a sponge. You don't have to lift yours up. You can leave yours on the sheet after you get it wet. But remember, we want to make sure we really get the whole sheet wet. So as you can see, I'm helping my friend, helping her out, making sure her sheet is all wet as it needs to go. Alright, so now we need to wait for our sheets to dry. Alright, it is now dry to the touch. It might be just a little damp, but you want to make sure you can touch it and it still doesn't feel like it's soaked. We're going to move our wet paper out of the way, and we're going to replace it with some nice clean paper underneath. We chose white so that way you'll be able to see all of our colors and see what we're doing nice and easy. And if you look and see, we can see we have that really nice tie-dye effect on our coffee filters now. Awesome. Mine kind of looks like a planet, but the pink one turned out really nice. So again, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to be folding it over a bunch of times, alright? So we're just real quick, start very simple, fold it in half, and then we need to crease it. So we need to rub that edge very nice and make sure that's very straight. We're going to fold it again in half. Fold it. Oh, and if you see on my sheet, my coffee filter was still a little damp, so I got some color on the bottom. And now I'm going to fold it one more time, so we're folding it so it looks like a bunch of pizza slices. So I folded this 3 times. That's what my friend's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fold it a 4th time, so that way we can kind of see the difference of what it looks like if you do it 3 times versus 4 times. I'm going to really go over my crease so that way it should stay together as I work. Alright, so those are folded and ready. Next thing we need is our scissors. Make sure you're very careful with your scissors as we're working. So we are going to be cutting little shapes into our coffee filter. You can work on all of the edges, focus on triangles or circle shapes. So triangles or circles. And you can do it on any edge of your coffee filter. I personally, with my scissors, I personally like to start at the very tip in the middle and kind of cut that off so there's a nice circle. And then from there, you can just kind of experiment and explore and see what shapes you want to create in your coffee filter that you're going to cut out. I really like doing the triangles and circles, but you can be creative and maybe come up with your own shape that you want to put in it. You can also do some searches online on some other designs that you can put into your coffee filter. So if there's a snowflake design that you really like, you can go ahead and look at that and you can try to recreate it on your very own. As you're working, you need to be very careful as you kind of cut and you take those little pieces out. Sometimes you don't cut all the way through, so you have to be careful that you don't rip it. Alright, so it looks like we're all done. I'm going to move our scraps kind of off to the side. And then our next step is going to be unfolding our sheet. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's unfold it. Make sure you're very careful because it's very thin and delicate. I didn't do a very good job, but my friend Victoria was amazing at unfolding hers. Take a look at what hers turned out. Oh my goodness. And then I'm trying to be very careful that I don't rip mine, and whew, looks like I finally got it. All right. There we go. There's our 2 snowflakes that we created, and look at how different they are. Good job.
You guys did such an amazing job this week.
This was a fun and simple art project that you could do at home with your family and friends. Thank you so much for joining us with Art Me Party at Home, and you can join us when, Victoria?
Wednesday at 12.
Wednesdays at 12. Remember, just like your art project, stay perfectly imperfect and artistically fabulous. Bye, everyone!